Good morning. It is the Drake Toll Show. Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app. And this is a month like no other. They call it March Madness. I would almost rephrase it to March Midness. Yeah. Or like March Tameness. March Normality. At least that's the way that it felt until the middle of yesterday night when Iowa, 3-point jumper from the corner, inside a minute to go as time runs down against Florida, the Hawkeyes under Ben McCollum shut down the Gators. Inside of a minute to go, inside of 10 seconds to go. And that's been the madness, I guess. High Point in Arkansas played a great game. I enjoyed watching that on Saturday. The buzzer beater between Kansas and St. John's was awesome. Texas, your only double-digit seed, your only double-digit seeded team in the field that remains is the number one university in spending. Like, it's the premier, you're welcome, Addie, college athletic department, the University of Texas. That's your Cinderella? It's kind of like when UCLA with Johnny Juzang made the Final Four in 2021, played Gonzaga, the buzzer beater against Jalen Suggs. That was awesome. But I don't know if UCLA was a Cinderella. They were UCLA. I don't know if Texas is a Cinderella. It's Texas. So is our Cinderella the Iowa Hawkeyes after their 73-72 win over Florida. Are we looking toward Tennessee, the 6th seed, or St. John's, the 5 seed, that got seeding upsets over their opponents like Virginia or Kansas? I mean, what we're lacking, what I'm missing here, is opening the show today and saying, man, the Doug Edert guy from St. Peter's has taken the world by storm. Can you believe how good VCU looks? How about Loyola Chicago and the old lady? They're in the Sweet 16. Most years, that's what would be warranted in a position like this. But March Madness just hasn't been that mad. And it leads to this point, and this is how I'm going to preface the next 3 hours. Let's pretend, okay? Let's pretend here that you and I get to spend the next 3 hours together. Because you're probably listening on the way to the gym, on the way home from work, possibly the night shift, or on your way to work. If that is the case here, maybe wherever you live, in an hour, your favorite local program comes on. Your favorite local radio show in the morning comes on. You love those guys. They're hilarious. But you feel like today you need something a little easier. You want to keep listening to the Drake Toll Show. That's what the Westwood One Sports app is for. That's what the Drake Toll Show YouTube channel is for. Live feed, because everybody has one of those for the radio show now. That's what SiriusXM, the Odyssey app, the myriad of ways you can listen to the Drake Toll Show. That's what those are for. So that you and I can hang out for a bit today. I'm going to pretend that you are able to, no matter what, listen to 3 hours of this. So I'm going to hold your hand as I preface what is about to happen from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. Eastern on the Drake Toll Show, on Westwood One Sports, on your Westwood One Sports app. What's going to happen is I'm going to argue that this is still the best tournament on earth. The March Madness is still the cream of the crop when it comes to postseason events. And there's nothing else quite like it. Single elimination. Fans from North Carolina to Dallas, Texas, gather in Greenville, South Carolina, in an arena you've never heard of, and, pun intended, duke it out to determine who's going to play for a national championship in college basketball. But what we have to understand, what I think the sample size is small, but I can confirm it. I watched it all weekend long. What I can confirm from the last 4 days, March Madness in its former format, March Madness in all of its glory, and all that you loved it for with its Cinderellas, that is gone. It does not mean that there will not be a San Diego State next year or a High Point that pops up on your radar and you hear about them and they win a game or they win 2 games and go to the Sweet 16. There could be a Drake type or a Valparaiso type that goes to the Sweet 16 next year, and I won't be shocked. I don't mean that that's dead forever, but having 3 schools, 2 or 3 schools, 4 schools, 5 schools in the Sweet 16 that you didn't expect, that's gone. It makes sense why it's gone. Because the mid-major ranks of college basketball, those schools, those teams, they don't have the money to compete. It's the same reason the Dodgers are significantly better than the Athletics or the Marlins. Because there's no spending cap in Major League Baseball. There is no spending cap in college basketball. If I want a $30 million roster, a $20 million roster, a $10 million roster, if I want any of those three, I've already got a roster that's $9 million more than a mid-major school. High Point spends more than most at that level, and they spend $1.5 million. How are you supposed to send the High Point Pointers out there against Darius Acuff Jr., Trevin Brazil, and the University of Arkansas and expect them to compete, much less win? Now, they did compete 94-88, one of the most fun games to watch this entire postseason. But how can we expect a team with a financial gap of, 1,200% to be able to knock off an Arkansas? You can't. You can't expect the Dodgers to forfeit or lay down a series against the Marlins. You can expect the Athletics to win a 7-game series against the Dodgers in the postseason. You would never expect that because the spending gap is too aggressive. Because the Marlins are paying $30 million for their roster this year. The Dodgers are paying nearly $500 million. Obviously, one of those things is going to knock off the other. And that's what March Madness is now. Who's got more money? Because if you do, you're going to win. And at some point, we get to the level where we boil it all down to, okay, these were the 16 teams. These were the 8 teams with the most money and who spent it wisely. I won't pretend that Houston has the same NIL as Michigan or Duke. I don't think they do. They're a smaller school. Way smaller of an endowment. Smaller donor base. I'm not going to pretend. These aren't all the upper echelon elite halves. That's only 5 or 6 universities that have elite money. But the schools that are left, they're the ones that are so much further along than the mid-majors. And by the way, they figured out a perfect balance between NIL, staying healthy, and culture. You can't just win with money. You have to have culture. I'm not going to argue that Alabama built this just off of money. No. They sold weed for this. That's what got that. Come on. There's camaraderie here. Then you're and then your head coach is like, come on. Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody accidentally deals dope sometimes. Come on. Who among us? I want every reporter in this room right now, raise your hand if you haven't dealt dope. Exactly. Happens to the best of us. I don't think there's a world where Western Kentucky or Northern Iowa or New Mexico State can compete with that. They can't just whip out $12 million from their back pocket and buy a college basketball team. So you know what I want you to consider for the next 3 hours, the rest of the time we're together, is the context of how not having March Madness as you knew it, how not having March Madness where there are a ton of upset Cinderellas means that we do get this. That's the reason I'm not exactly complaining. We do get this. And I want you to appreciate this. This is the take at the water cooler. When your buddy Gerald, and you're like, wow, they're still making Geralds nowadays? They're still naming them Gerald. Yeah, they are. It's a good name. When your buddy Gerald says, man, if you got a boring tournament, huh? A couple buzzer beaters or late threes. Awesome Iowa game against Florida. What a contest between St. John's and Kansas. But, man, I missed the Cinderella. Well, you tell that guy, your takeaway is, hey, don't complain about the tournament. Don't complain about the new era of March Madness. Don't complain that Texas is still playing. Because now we have the most elite group of athletes, the most elite college basketball teams that will meet on Thursday and Friday. I'm not going to be upset that Arkansas and Arizona play. Braden Burries gets to play against Darius Acuff Jr. We've not had that many opportunities early in this tournament to talk about this star playing against that star. Why? Because the round of 64 is not meant for that. The round of 64 is meant for random white guy who can shoot corner three versus team that spent $20 million on its roster. That's what the round of 64 is for, not for names that I know. By and large, the round of 32 is like that as well. But now, as the stories develop, I know it's not Doug Edert. I know it's not Jack Golke. It's not the far-off, mid-major name that America rallies around. I know those aren't the guys we're talking about in the Sweet 16. But are you really that upset that we get to talk all week about Houston and Illinois? The contrast in styles, those two teams meeting on Thursday. Are you really that upset we get Iowa and Nebraska? One of those will go to the Elite Eight. Nebraska had never won a March Madness game. Now they might go to the Elite Eight, playing in the Toyota Center in Houston this week. Will you complain about Koa Pete and Darius Acup Jr.? That Arkansas-Arizona game is must-see TV. Arkansas is an 8.5-point underdog. Those are names you know. Are you mad? Are you upset at this current form of March Madness? Because we get St. John's and Duke? A St. John's team that's one of the hottest in all of college basketball, won the Big East tournament. They're now mowing through March Madness against Duke, who, are they banged up? Are they not? I mean, they looked really good against TCU. Now, granted, there were 8 players on the floor for Duke. That took over Twitter on Saturday, which is how bad the officiating was in the Duke and TCU game. Took TCU out of it. Does TCU win? I can't say yes. But they weren't winning with those officials on the court, with those 3 guys calling the game. Are you perturbed at Bama, Michigan? Or that we'll sit down and watch Dan Hurley and UConn meet Tom Izzo and Michigan State on Friday? We'll watch Iowa State and Tennessee in Chicago. Tennessee, one of the great, a sneaky good story out of March. And one of the great scoring teams in college basketball this year. If you're complaining about March Madness because you don't look down the line and see Florida Gulf Coast, I get it. I know that's fun. I know it's sexy. I know it's awesome and the hero story and they're the underdog, and I love rooting for them just as much as the next guy. Middle Tennessee State knocked off 2-seed Michigan State. Or FAU goes to the Final Four, and somehow San Diego State is also there. I love that. I live for that. But I'm not upset that a bunch of first-round, second-round NBA draft picks get to go play against each other in the Sweet 16, and that every game I turn on, instead of, the shoe doesn't fit anymore and you lose by 26, our friends at Portland State versus an Arizona. Instead of watching that, you get to see Arizona-Arkansas. And I don't think that game's going to be a 26-point ball game. So that's the first thing I want to get out of the way here, is cynicism toward the NCAA tournament and toward March Madness and toward the current format and toward where we're headed is not something I'm going to bring you. I loved that era. I'll miss that era. But I'm about to watch damn good basketball the rest of this week. And the rest of this week, we're going to talk a whole lot about a whole lot of sports. The NBA is in crunch time. And we're still talking about one of the best players in the world, Cade Cunningham, with a collapsed lung. Again, if I collapsed my lung, I would not be out 2 weeks. I'd be out a lot longer than that. But he's an all-pro athlete. He's Cade Cunningham. The Nuggets winning last night in dominant fashion, controlling the second half of this game, starting in the third quarter. The Kings, they get to light up the pillar that they do in Sacramento. Timberwolves go to Boston and steal a win. Suns Raptors, didn't expect that to be a 22-point game. The MLB this week, booted back up. Oh, the Avalanche, 46-13-10 over the Capitals. There's so much to get to today, so much to get to this week. And you and I get to do it together. When we come back, we can't leave March Madness here. The NBA, the NHL, PGA, the storylines at NASCAR, the storylines are healthy, for sure. We can't just abandon March Madness. Let's take you through the games, through how it happened. Kentucky, historic 19-point loss. Florida loses on what was nearly a buzzer beater. Vanderbilt, a half-court shot that rims out while the entire Nebraska roster thought it went in. All of those games were broadcast right here on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. When we come back, let's hear the best of, the highlights from Saturday and Sunday in March Madness. This is the Drake Toll Show.
Trouble all my day. I bid farewell to old Kentucky, the place where I was born and raised, the place where he was born and raised. I've been in trouble, no pleasure here on earth I find. For in this world I'm bound to ramble, I had no friends to help me now. He has no friends to help me now. Expect to see you again, for I'm bound to ride that northern railroad. Perhaps I'll die upon that train. Perhaps you'll die upon this train. seen trouble all my days. I bid farewell to old Kentucky, the place where
It is the Drake Toll Show. Good morning. I love Laura Jimenez. Platonically, by the way. I should say that. But when Curtis Poindexter came back, I wasn't going to break. And then you hit me with that John Cena vine. There's nothing else. I can't do it. I can't. I don't know, man. Curtis Poindexter is back. Addie Bates. Yeah. Yep, you were here in spirit. Curtis produced, ran the board, sat in a chair for, 90 hours over the course of 4 days from March Madness. Curtis, can you please tell us because everybody's like, oh, wow, radio, you're so sexy. Radio's so cool and sexy and hot. Was your weekend sexy and hot and cool? Oh, like physically hot. Well, good morning. Can I tell you something that happened to me this weekend, Curtis? Thanks for permission. It's awesome. I was at a banana ball game in Sacramento. Come to find out, you cannot say Sacramento. Don't say the T. Do not pronounce the T. I learned a lot my first time to Sacktown. Sac City, I think is way cooler. Sac City, the Windy City, city that never sleeps, the Rubik's Cube capital of the world, the 305, Sacramento, California. And loved it, Curtis. I loved it. It was clean. It was nice. Everybody was friendly. It was happy. I saw the Capitol. I went to Old Sac. That's what they call it, Old Sac. And it's this gold mining town, and they've destroyed nothing. The same downtown's there. It's got little cobblestones. It was awesome. I had an absolute blast. And I thought about Curtis the entire time, platonically. And then after the game one night, we had 2 games out there. And I actually, by the end of the thing, fell in love with the city. I was very happy with Sacramento. I was very happy with it. And by the time our first game was over and I'd gone downstairs to, maybe first, second game, whatever it was, to take some pictures and sign some autographs, this dude comes up to me. And he says, hey, I'm Dave. I was like, all right, Dave. Usually, I'm little kids and I'm signing a baseball or a little mini bat or something like that. Dave's like, I listen to you every morning. I said, what? Dave's from California, from Sac City, and listens to Westwood One Sports every morning from 3 to 6 a.m. on his way to work. I got to give Dave a hug. I met his wife. His wife was concerned at the rate at which he listens to this show. And I thought, wow, that's crazy. And you know what Dave said to me, Curtis? You know what he looked me in the eyes? You know what he said? Do you know what he said? Touch yourself.
I hope that's what he said.
He did not say touch yourself, but he was very complimentary. It's like, that Curtis guy's funny. That Curtis guy's a hoot and a holler. What do you got to say about that, Kurt?
I'm not aware of what I do 80% of the time because it's so early, but people tell me stuff like this actually more often than I expected to. But yeah, it's I'll take their word for it, I guess. I don't think I'm that funny, but
the star of the show. Well, Dave's a fan in Sacramento. He also said Addie Bates was his favorite producer on the entire show. Addie, congrats.
There's only one producer.
Yeah, woo! Technically, we have bosses, you could say, that help us are in production roles? Question mark.
They help us produce.
This is Westwood!
Yeah.
Curtis gets you're the funniest person on the show. I get the random people asking me to have their kids for them. So
I think you mean babies.
I don't
It's
get
like
enough of that.
kids.
Yeah, it's true.
It's like,
It is all
Yeah.
laddie.
yeah.
saying they wish that they were the blanket that's on my lap.
Keep your head up.
Hmm.
It's International Women's Month, I think, right?
Yeah, and what have you done for me? Exactly.
I bought you that hurricane in New Orleans.
In the front, the back, whatever it is.
Or whatever that was.
Yeah,
with
mine
your
got
with your two friends, and then they were both so drunk they both spilled their drinks onto you. That was
Oh, I guess, yeah, you did buy me some drinks. You did do that.
Yep. Yep.
You
And
did
your
do
friends. I bought you and those two guys drinks, and they were some of the most interesting human beings I've ever been around in a good way. Although I did feel bad that they both spilt their drinks in your lap.
Just, that is what it is. And I had the
think
fit
not.
on. I had the fit on, too. I was a little upset.
I may never see those guys again as long as I live, but I'll never forget their inebriation that night. Have either of you guys watched the courtroom? Did you ever watch Jury Duty?
No.
Oh, you didn't watch Jury Duty?
No, I have a life.
Oh, whoa. Curtis, did you watch Jury Duty?
No, I've also not gone on jury duty for a while either.
Okay, neither have I. So it's this show, give me a minute, where one guy's an actor. No, sorry, flip it. One guy's a real human being, everyone else is an actor. And they're faking a documentary, and he doesn't know for 3 weeks that he's in a TV show. And they did it to great success 3 years ago with James Marsden and company, and they did it again, but this time it's at a company retreat. A temp is hired for 2 weeks at a company retreat, and wild things keep happening. I cannot recommend it enough. It's on Prime. Oh, I cannot believe you haven't seen this. It's it's so whatever. Next time. There's a ton of great moments in this season already. But I felt like I kept watching thinking, who would not, who wouldn't know they're in a TV show for 2 weeks? Who would be so oblivious to the wild things keep happening?
That's how I feel about, like, Impractical Jokers. I'm like, how do these people
Yeah.
not know who these people are by this point?
Right, like Tonka Johari. How did no one in that room be like, that's not a real name?
I did order. My name
This
is
isn't
Tonka
real.
Johari.
I would never, but my name is Tonka Johari. I feel like Curtis he'd be susceptible to this. He'd fall victim to living in a simulation for 2 weeks and never really touching himself.
No, I think he would touch himself within the 2-week span.
Yeah, maybe.
And I'm gone for
Next
2
year.
days. This is
Top level stuff. Welcome back, Curtis. Good to have you. Iowa over Florida was the craziest thing that I saw this weekend from an upset standpoint. That's an eight seed gap. Ooh. Also, Texas over Gonzaga. Hello.
Was this recorded, like, in a closet?
probably same closet you guys were talking about the other weekend. Yeah.
This is John Tesh, right? You're looking live. This is Fields Broadcasting. West 101 Sports. Basketball. Iowa over Florida was my favorite thing from the weekend. Just because I did not have Florida going that far in my bracket. I also didn't have Duke going that far in my bracket. But the officiating crew, come to find out, all three officials went to Duke. Ugh, my bracket is busted. I busted early. I would say it was within the first 3 or 4 games. I was out. I was done. But I have St. John's in the Elite Eight, so I have Michigan State in the Elite Eight, Houston, Arizona, Texas Tech, not going to work out. Iowa State still there, so I have an opportunity to have a pretty good bracket. My Final Four is all still intact that I can tell, so that's good. But Iowa and Florida was not that. It was Florida being bounced was not that shocking to me. That part was not. At the hands of Iowa, that's where it got a little weird. That's just like, okay, they didn't expect that. Ben McCullum to have built this as quickly as he did, but the guy just wins. The guy just wins. Let me take you through. Let's go on a trip together. I'm going to hold your hand or your beer, whatever you got. I'll hold whatever. And let's take you through Iowa and Florida, the second round, the round of 32, where a lot of you probably had Florida in your Final Four. And while this was a pretty surprising outcome, that Iowa would be the one to knock off the Gators, Florida lost to TCU earlier Florida had a couple losses. A couple times they tripped Auburn, lost to Auburn. A couple times they tripped up, and I thought, maybe they're just not like that. Let's take you into the second half of Florida and Iowa, where the Gators, at one point, go up by a score of 65-61. Big Tom puts the Gators up 65-61, and it just feels like, all right, this is the point where Florida might be able to pull away as they're up by 2 possessions. Then, later on, Alex Condon makes it 69-66.
Boogie Flan behind a Houck screen. Houck screen and give me the ball. Lob to Condon down low. Puts it up left-handed in. Oh, he had the seal down low on Koch. And Florida's got a 69-66 lead. We'll get a timeout.
Big time over the top pass by Thomas Houck. Led him perfectly.
All right, we're late in the game, man. Houck to Condon, 69-66. Come on. We're in the clear, right? We've got a pretty confident Florida victory. But you know what's crazy is the momentum that Iowa was building. The shot before that, Cooper Koch three-pointer, 66-65. That kept bringing. So I gave you what it sounds like when Florida goes up. Here's the crowd pop. Here's the fervor after a big Iowa shot. 66-65 was the new score after the Cooper three-pointer.
Iowa left to right. Down 2, 4.5 to go. Sturts, chest pass left. Sage puts it on the deck right hand. Toss back to Sturts. Klabjar all over it. They isolate. Sturts given space. Sturts, Iowa's top scorer on the year. Now on a switch picked up by Flan. Has him on high. Flick to Koch. Klabjar gives up size to him. 3-ball. Got it! Over the smaller guard for a 66-65 Iowa lead.
Oh, what a big-time shooter.
So that's the first thing I wanted you to get was the dichotomy late game of what it sounded like when Florida versus Iowa scored. Iowa had spent most of the game ahead. They got up pretty early. And by the time that Florida was taking a lead by a couple possessions, they were fighting for momentum back. And they got it. 72-70 was the score. Florida leading Iowa by 2. When the shot heard round march sunk to give Iowa a 73-72 lead, and that was the final score. Here's the final three-point jumper to win it.
Banks is in the front court on the wing left in front of the Iowa bench. He has 20 to lead the Hawkeyes. Koch to trigger, fronted by Brown. Length of the floor, 8.9, down 2 for a spot in the Sweet 16. Koch calls the break. Sturts sprints to the ball, gets fed up the right sideline, into the front court. Bounce Fulgaris. He pops a jumper. Got it! It's a 3 for the lead! Florida length of the floor, down 1, 3.9. And Iowa wants timeout.
Fulgaris. Koch and Fulgaris going back and forth and bringing Iowa back. Typically what happens is the 1 seed rallies from down, like Florida did, down double digits in the second half, down double digits, 51-39. They rally back, and as soon as they take the lead, the other team is so down and out, they give up, they're going home, they're done. No! Koch, Fulgaris, Iowa leads, and they have to hold on inside 4 seconds to go. And they do. Here's the final call. The Iowa Hawkeyes have shocked the basketball world and upset the defending champion Florida Gators.
No pressure on entry. They've chained the inbounder. It's Condon to lead, driving to the cup underneath. Straight to the lane, can't get a shot, and Iowa wins! A Sunshine State stunner! Iowa bounces Florida in Tampa, 73-72! The reigning champion Gators are gone! The 1 is done in the South, and the 9 is on to Sweet 16!
That's pretty awesome right there. What an incredible call from John Sadak, Tom Crean, Westwood One Sports, and the Westwood One Sports app, our very own network on site. Iowa moves on. Another game that I held on to pretty closely was Kentucky and Iowa State, because Kentucky got up by double digits early. They dominated the game early. I began to think, as someone who covers the Big 12 for Locked On Big 12, Oh, yeah. People forget sometimes this is Kentucky. They're the biggest brand in college basketball. Even with Mark Pope and all these, like, oh, can they actually, are they really good? Even with all that, yeah, it's Kentucky. At some level, they just win games. And surely they're going to just win against Iowa State. And should we even be that surprised? TJ Otzelberger, he's had a couple slip-ups in March. I felt like 6 minutes in, Kentucky might blow the game out. But no. 82-63, the final score. Iowa State dominates the Cats. It's a historic win in the wrong direction. Iowa State beating Kentucky so badly. The Wildcats have not felt this since 1972, their largest tournament loss since 1972. History in the wrong direction for the 7th-seeded Kentucky Wildcats. And here's what it sounded like. The final call, Iowa State, 82-63, moves on to the Sweet 16.
Way to the right corner, steps back, fires a contested three, missed it too strong. Momcilovic the rebound. The clock runs down to 5 and to 3, and that will be all. Look out, Chicago, the Cyclones are coming. Iowa State could get used to this. For the 3rd time in the last 5 years, TJ Otzelberger and Iowa State is on to the Sweet 16. They brought Hilton Magic to St. Louis. We'll see if it travels up Interstate 55 to Chicago next weekend for a Sweet 16 battle Friday against the winner of Tennessee and Virginia. Final score, Iowa State 82, Kentucky 63. And the Elite Eight drought hit 6 straight tournaments for the Wildcats, their longest absence from the Elite Eight in school history.
Nate Gatter on the call for Westwood One Sports. Iowa State wins it behind Milan Momcilovic. 20 points. Taman Lipsey, 26 points. No Joshua Jefferson, who's arguably the best college basketball player in the Big 12. A lot of good players in the Big 12 conference that have NBA talent, but college basketball player that has that college game, that facilitation. Joshua Jefferson, one of the best, if not the best out of the conference. And he was out. Rolled his ankle, sprained ankle, and Iowa State still dominated Kentucky. Quickly, let's give you a little clip. Milan Momcilovic, his post-game interview with Westwood One Sports.
Joining us courtside is Milan Momcilovic of Iowa State. 20 points, 4 3-pointers, 5 rebounds, and the Cyclones rolled to an 82-63 win over Kentucky. Milan, this wasn't always easy. You guys were down 12 in the early minutes. A little bit of a punch to the mouth, and of course you didn't have Joshua Jefferson out there with you today. What was the thought process? What was the messaging in the huddle to keep yourselves moving forward?
Man, I think the start of the game was kind of feeling out process without Joshua. I mean, we haven't played a game without him, so he scores a lot and he has a lot of assists, so we didn't know quite how to play the first half, and we also shot awful. And then, our defense really just led us to turn into offense, and that's what kept us in the game the whole game.
Milan, at halftime, I don't know what went on in that locker room, but you guys were an entirely different second half team. What was the messaging in what was a tight contest that became anything but?
Keep playing defense, because that's what kept us in the game, and then we couldn't play much worse offensively. I mean, we shot, I think we had 1 or 2 threes at the end of the half. We were 0% mostly the whole half. So we knew the offense was going to turn around at some point, and it did.
Milan Momcilovic, at the very end, after his Iowa State Cyclones knocked off Kentucky. I'll talk at length later on about how Mark Pope's job is done, gone, lost, fired. Coming up, though, it's time for our biggest losers of the day. Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app. This is the Drake Tolles Show.
Every team, every player.
touch yourself, touch yourself, touch yourself. It is the Drake Toll Show. Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app. Good morning, everybody. Hello. What a weekend. March Madness. Pretty good. Curtis Poindexter runs the board. Addie Bates produces. Good morning, Addie. How was your weekend?
It was good. It was good, except I'm not feeling 100%, but that's okay. That is
Wow.
okay.
Out
Texas,
with foot?
Yeah. On the IR.
No. Season hasn't started yet.
I know. Already on the injured list. Yeah, migraine is what they're saying. Migraine. But Texas won. Texas won basketball. We are winning basketball.
I think you texted me something along the lines of in your face.
No, I didn't say that.
Really?
I said
It
hook
read
'em.
you said hook 'em, which read like in your face. I think what we have to kind of establish, I'm not sure I really care about that many sports teams in the ether. Like
Drake told, not a sports guy.
No, it's more like I just want every team to lose equally.
Except BYU.
I'm privy to a couple, like Arkansas, being from there. I like when they win. Baylor, I went to school there. My degree says Baylor University. BYU's always been great to me. Like there are schools I'm privy toward. But if Texas wins the national championship, okay, awesome.
You're not going to be happy for your producer?
I'd be happy for my friend Addie. That's what I'm trying to say here. It's like I'm good. Congratulations, you done it. You did a good job playing that basketball.
I know my Valpo Beacons are never going to do it. So
somebody asked me this week if I get upset when the party animals lose. Like, oh, you're the play-by-play guy. You broadcast the team. Do you get mad when they lose? It's like, no, I didn't play. Like, dude thinks he's on the team. Like, I didn't swing the bat. If they lose, I'm good. I'm all right. I'm the vibes guy anyway.
Does it count for anything?
Yeah, the Banana Bowl Open is in 3 weeks, and only the top 4 teams out of the 6 make it. Kind of like an NBA. What's their midseason tournament called? Come on, you know the name of it. The midseason NBA tournament of NBA teams,
Yeah,
sponsored by Allstate.
So just like the 4 out of the 6, that's like my slow pitch softball league. Like just 4 out of 6 teams make it.
4 out of the 6 will make the Open, the winner of the Open. So it's a pretty common summer league baseball deal. It's kind of a summer league baseball trope. 4 of the 6 teams will compete after the first 11 games, and then the winner of that tournament has an automatic spot in the postseason. So it incentivizes your early games. What it does is, because in baseball we forget sometimes, the real, not ball knowers forget that the score on April 18th, that game matters just as much as the game on September 17th.
So the dance moves that they do on April 18th are just as important as later in the season.
Correct. The TikToks that they do, however viral they go.
Can we talk about the firefighters and their person dressed as a dog, dancing like a dog, acting like a dog?
And then hitting a home run immediately.
Yeah, I didn't realize the furry
Like first pitch home run, 407
Yeah.
feet off the bat was pretty crazy. So yes, we can discuss it.
Big day for the furries.
Big day for the furries. Firefighters. It was cool. I've got some audio for later in the show. Jake Peavy pitched this weekend in San Diego for the Bananas. And really cool to see, 2-time Cy Young guy walk out there. And he pitched against Shane Victorino. When's the last time you saw Peavy and Victorino go toe-to-toe?
At the furry convention, I guess.
At the furry convention. No, different games. Firefighters were in Montgomery, Alabama this weekend. I did not approve the dog thing. Okay, let's be very clear. I did not approve the dog thing. That was not me. And I did not like it. Sometimes we do things that I think, oh, that was weird. And that counted. Which, not to say, if you're out there and you like to dress like a dog, that you are weird. That's not what I'm saying. Whatever, man. George Washington fought for our country, so you had the right to do that.
Whenever I saw the party animals and the Bananas guys, there was a twerk competition.
With old men. Or was it old ladies?
Both.
Yeah. Old men and old ladies. Yeah. We did
Then
that.
there was a gender reveal where it was implied that actually a banana got the woman pregnant.
Bananas.
And not a person.
It was heavily implied that was the fact of what happened. And we cannot confirm nor deny.
Which, by the way, I need you to picture this. After going to a St. Patty's Day parade from like 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. and after consuming plenty of beverages, like that
Copious.
was certainly a trip.
Yeah. 70,000 people. Tyler Shuck at quarterback. You're just Addie's in the mirror. I gotta stop drinking.
I was like, I gotta act. I was like, don't look drunk, Addie. Don't look
Keep
drunk.
doing this. We have a few minutes for it. It's time for our biggest losers of the day. Gonzaga basketball. They've made a habit. I thought it was really stupid, but also a little genius. FanDuel tweeted out this week, should Mark Few be fired from Gonzaga? Good marketing. People are talking about it all over the place. Stupid. You should fire the intern that posted this. Nope. Attention beats marketing 100% of the time. And it did in this case. But it did kind of put a microscope on how bad Gonzaga's been in March Madness the last couple of seasons. Ever since that feels like, right? They haven't been truly a national title contender since they lost to Baylor in 21. But they're just like Oregon football. Both teams never won a championship. Both teams have lost in the national title game in the last 15 years. Both of them lost in the last 5, in a 5-year span, I guess. Oregon 2010 and 2014. Gonzaga 2017, 2021. Oregon went 8-1 in conference play this year. Gonzaga went 16-2. Uh-oh. Oregon finished ranked in the AP Top 10 9 times the last 16 seasons. So did Gonzaga. And ranked in the AP preseason poll 18 of the last 20 years. Both of those universities have pulled that off. And both of them have failed to get over the hump, to get over the thrust. Can't gonna do it. Can't gonna do it. Nagada. Touch yourself. Biggest loser of the day, Texas A&M. They lost in overtime to Houston in the round of 32 last season, 100-95. That was 2 years ago now. 100-95. Great game. That was a classic. A&M team with 15 losses. I did not think they should have gotten in, but they did. They lost by 5 in a thriller. Oh, and they did it again, but this time not a thriller. 88-57. Oh! Houston over Texas A&M, and this was never close. Biggest loser of the day, the Kansas Jayhawks. Quietly, like Gonzaga, Kansas. Where are these teams in March Madness? What's happening to some of these blue bloods? And is Bill Self retiring? I think he might be. I don't know what else he has to give the game. He's got a championship. You're good, Bill. You can dip out. No one's going to be mad. I think retirement's probably the best option for him. Biggest loser, Hubert Davis. Good chance that he is fired for the same reason Mark Pope's probably fired. You won games. You didn't win enough. The finale today, was scheduled for today, the finale of the Hubert Davis live radio show has been postponed, which typically means you are fired. Very good chance that's the case for Hubert Davis. Biggest winner of the day. This comes from, looks like darts. Addie, I stay loving every video of darts I've ever seen on social media that goes viral. And this one compares Kevin Harlan to some of the great dart players in the world, because it's just electric when the dart guys hit a bullseye and win their matches. And it's electric to listen to my dear friend, confidant, colleague, Kevin Harlan. January, February, Kevin Harlan, April. That's my life. Addie Bates produces. Curtis Poindexter runs the board. Those are our biggest losers and biggest winner of the day. Got a few more of those coming up. I want to talk about Hubert Davis. I want to talk about Bill Self. I want to talk about Mark Pope. Let me do it. Presented by Robinhood. You expect more from yourself. Expect more from your money. Learn more and get started today with Robinhood at Robinhood.com/yourmoney. That's an hour. Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app. When we come back, obituaries. This is the Drake Toll Show.
This is Westwood One Sports.
me out. And if I need a breather, I can hit the parkway. Be home before the bars all close. Drink away the lies she told. Think about the days. She was a pure-eyed child, a rodeo queen, high school lover in a badass Jeep. Far from the eyes of a watchful town. Mama didn't need to know. Good corn liquor to shake this cold, and good heart loving on a gravel road. Juliet, won't you crawl outside your window and dance in the arms of your redneck Romeo? Push came down to shove, I'd be a band for her love. Shoot sharp and walk away. She was good before she changed her name, and I bet that ain't all that's changed. Goddamn, I remember the nights. I was a young punk kid from a dried up town, Cold Car County full of hunting hounds. She was the one who kept those boys at bay. Her high heels and my red wing boots, cutting couches in the living room. Juliet, won't you crawl outside your window and dance in the arms of your redneck Romeo? I can't win for all this losing, I can't see for all this boozing. But by God, I can keep it together. Just to hold my baby close, get her moving down a county road, make up for lost time. She was a pure-eyed child, a rodeo queen. She ran on sex and gasoline. Far more money than a boy like me could hold. She went off to paint the town, and I'm stuck holding these mountains down. Juliet, won't you crawl outside your window and dance in the arms of your redneck Romeo? Won't you crawl outside your window and dance in the arms of your redneck Romeo? beneath the Palatine Bridge. Little Rock, Arkansas, all the way to Ruby Ridge. I did 5 years on a dry lake bed. Never thought of home, and I always dressed in red.
Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app. Good morning. That is my new friend. That song has 800 listens on YouTube. Ramsey Midwood, Mohawk River. Little blues music? Yeah. Ever since I got back from Memphis, I continue to listen to blues. It sticks with you, man.
Are you listening to like Memphis blues, like actual blues? Like
Yeah, like Chris Thomas King. Yeah, I'm listening to some real blues. Like my new friend, what was his name again? My new friend Ramsey Midwood here, who got, what, 31,000 monthly listeners on Spotify.
And they're all
That album was released in 2000, the year 2000, so that song's been around. I'm all about finding these artists that no one's ever heard of and promoting them on the national radio. Are you not?
No, I'm just, I don't know if like the slow stuff is the vibe to wake people up in the morning.
Oh, I don't need to wake you up. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I did the worst thing a human being can do. Come to find out, you shouldn't. What?
You have a minute.
This is literally an obituaries. Me.
Okay.
It's time for obituaries.
There you
I decided to fly red-eye Saturday night from Sacramento to Savannah, Georgia, where I live. And I thought I should take melatonin on the flight so I can sleep the whole time, right? Obviously. So I buy these like melatonin gummies, Goalie or something, whatever the brand was. It's like, all right, sleepy time. And I usually take 30 milligrams of melatonin. This is a good chunk of melatonin, by the way. And these were 3 milligrams per gummy and 10 gummies in the pack. So I thought, probably take the whole pack. But you know what? To be safe, I'll take half of them. 5 melatonin gummies. Serving size was 2, but I was like, that's not near enough. That's 6 milligrams of melatonin. No chance. Turns out, there was a lot more than just melatonin in there to put you to sleep. I bull tranquilizered myself. I almost fell asleep driving home 9 hours later. I took 5 melatonin gummies, and I couldn't. There is no word. Calling it the Hat Man doesn't begin to encapsulate the creatures that I saw, the things that occurred in my brain. I hit the seat of that plane, and there was nothing waking me up for hours. I was in some way asleep for 14 hours, or just not cognitively there. What? I'm lesson learned.
Are you still not cognitively there?
I don't think I'm ever really cognitively there. But once I found out that Dave is listening, I put on for my city. I make it work.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Also dead today, the Villanova basketball coaching staff. This is one of the greatest in-game interviews. Remember when Brian Kelly said his team needed to be executed, but it was really awkward because you could tell he was doing it on purpose? This was also purposeful from the Villanova head coach, but so valid. Just welcome you behind the scenes. He says, I'm going to fire my staff. Here's Kevin Willard on CBS.
Coach, 16 paid points for Utah State. How do you keep them out?
I'm going to fire my staff because we've...
Not now.
Yeah, I am, because we've given up 8 points on underneath that bounds defense. So the only thing I'm going to do is fire them and get a new staff.
All right, go do that now. Bye, Coach. Kevin, we're losing people by the second.
No, Lauren. Well, they're still there now.
That's good.
Right now they're
good.
okay. So at least they're going to be here through the end of this, half. I was going to say game, but who knows?
Yeah, that's awesome. Kevin Harlan picking it up there. Love the sideline reporter being like, no, don't do that. He said, I'm going to fire my staff. She's like, wait, don't. Come on. And, he got to fire the staff. Villanova loses to Utah State. Also, dead today. That's at least the hope of most of America. Whatever the hell this was. During the CBS, I was watching this live studio show with Chuck and the gang. Terrible. They pulled up a sentient talking basketball that looks like a mixture of a gremlin and my great-grandpa. It is this, like, wrinkly leather thing with the most tender blue eyes, and I'm not really sure what's going on. If you watched it live, the studio show did a lot of not basketball stuff, which is why I kind of like this time of year. They had O's, the Mentalist, on there. R.I.P. Greg Gumbel. Missed that guy. But since Gumbel died, they're like, you know what? We shouldn't take this seriously, literally at all. Let's hire Bruce Pearl and have a sentient basketball. And they did. And it made me uncomfortable. I watched it from the press box this week, and a lot of us without audio too, so a lot of us were very confused why its lips were moving. Kill it with fire. Obituary it. Dead today, this baseball. Friday night. Sutter Health Park, home of the Athletics. Party Animals, Texas Tailgaters. Brother, Jose Gonzalez, hit one of the furthest home runs I've seen in my life. I had the pleasure of having play-by-play on this game. And, Addie, if the question is whether or not I'm ever cognitively there, I think the answer is no. And collectively, we all decided in the press box after this game was over that whatever I did was really confusing. And I don't know where this came from. My eyes rolled back in my head, and here's the home run call.
From the stretch, the payoff pitch to Brother. Oh, my goodness, Jose Gonzalez. That ball had a family, a wife, 4 kids, living in the suburbs, and now it is absolutely, positively gone. I mean, murder in the first degree, and he leads the Banana Ball Championship League in home runs early in 2026.
That ball had a family. What? What?
By the way, you kept calling that a major league ballpark.
Okay. Let's do this. Let's play this game then. Is Sutter Health Park not a major league ballpark?
It's a minor league ballpark that is currently hosting a major league team.
So, if you want to go watch a major league team this year, play at its home ballpark.
Because they're building one in Vegas.
You'd have to go to Sutter Health Park in Sacramento.
But even
in the same way Steinbrenner in Tampa is
minor league
major
ballpark
league
hosting
right
a
now.
major league team. Yeah. Even the broadcasters call it like they've called it the minor league ballpark.
Yeah, it's a major league ballpark this year.
Cool. I'll trust you over the A's broadcasters for sure on that one.
Well, trusting the A's broadcasters could get you in some trouble.
Be nice.
That's not even what I'm referencing. I'm referencing a certain word that was dropped 2 or 3 years ago now. Remember that one of them got fired for a pretty aggressive misspeak. You don't remember that? Oh, he dropped like the worst slur you could ever drop.
I'm focused on my girl Jenny Kavanaugh. Chris
This
Carey.
has nothing to do with Jimmy Kavanaugh.
No, I know. I'm just saying I'm focused on them. They are awesome.
The Carey twins. Yeah.
Yes.
Jenny's, yeah.
Do you know the Carey twins?
They came out of college a year before me.
Okay.
So their reputation preceded them when we were in college. It's fine. It's fine. Good family. Good dudes. Good dudes.
Famous last name.
Very famous last name. Addie Bates produces. Curtis Poindexter runs the board. Those are our obituaries today. Dead today, all those things. Not you. You're alive. It's time for the Quickie. Top 5 headlines and all of sports. I have 1 minute to respond to each of them. Certainly I'll break that rule, Addie Bates.
I'm going to start with something that's not March Madness, and then we'll get right back to basketball. So everybody, bear with me. It's not Banana Ball. It's something else. Alex Ovechkin scores his 1,000th career goal in caps locked. Here's what it sounded like.
McMichael for Hudson. Good look. Strome. And Ovechkin fires. He scores! Alex Ovechkin on the power play. 1,000 goals combined. Regular season and playoffs.
Yeah, man. Just the second player in NHL history to ever do it. Wayne Gretzky, the first, and Ovi will finish his career as the leading goal scorer in National Hockey League history. Alex Ovechkin, greatest of all time.
Yes. I think their DJ has something to do with how awesome he is.
Oh, okay. It is pretty dope that Addie is the DJ for the Caps and gets to watch Ovi for free. You get paid to watch Ovi.
I do get paid to watch Ovi.
Like once every 2 weeks, which is dope.
Almost said she got this for free.
Yeah. I also get a lot of like concert perks and stuff when there's events there. I get the first access, early access, free tickets to other stuff. It's amazing. I love that gig.
That's the most like a teenager I've ever heard you sound. You're
sorry.
So giddy.
I love.
Oh my gosh, concerts. All right, number 2.
Kansas Self says no decision yet on coaching future.
His health's been an issue. I think that Roy Williams could have gone an extra couple years at North Carolina, or wanted to, but knew that his health was declining. Self is not that old. He's in pretty. He's. I've been in press conferences with Self pretty recently, and he's got. Man, that guy is a college basketball legend, obviously a Hall of Famer, and he's better for the sport when he's in the sport. It's just the health issues that might hold him back. So our thoughts, the Drake Toll Show's thoughts, are with Bill Self. And I hope he's back at Kansas next year. If he's not, I'm not sure where they'll go, but we'll certainly talk about it. Touch yourself. Thank you.
Because it says self at the end.
Oh, I get it. Touch yourself.
Touch yourself.
I see. Okay.
Here's your third headline. Kentucky out with its worst tournament loss since 1972.
In the words of the boss, the corporate boss in The Office, take out your suck it and you suck it. This Kentucky loss, I don't hate Kentucky. I don't like the way the divorce with John Calipari went and felt like Kentucky deserved a couple of years in the wilderness. They needed to eat manna for a bit. And they are. The fans don't like Mark Pope. He's not relatable. He's not Kentucky. This is a great example of you hire the player because you think that, they were a legend when they played here and they'll represent us well and they played for a legendary head coach. And it just doesn't work out like that. I'm sorry, Old Yeller dies at the end of the movie. We can't change that fact. Not everything is unicorns and rainbows. And I think Kentucky should fire Mark Pope. It's a minute.
Ooh, let's head over to women's basketball. TCU outlasts UW in overtime and heads back to the Sweet 16.
Yeah. This was my favorite game that I've watched out of that side of the bracket. And I like that ESPN carries the women's bracket and it's separate from CBS because then it gives more opportunities for exposure. Like if CBS, carried both men's and women's, there wouldn't be enough TV channels for all of the games. There are a million games this first weekend. The fact I can bounce back and forth from ESPN and CBS and watch TCU and Washington or watch UConn and UCLA is awesome. And the fact they're staggered by a day. So I get to dial into Kentucky and West Virginia or see South Carolina play against USC. See UCLA or UConn back in action today is pretty awesome. Yesterday, TCU over Washington was awesome. The reason it was so cool to me, TCU has the best player in college basketball. She's still alive the rest of the tournament. I am a big fan of what's going on in Fort Worth, and they're still dancing.
Dudes are up.
Yep.
Here's your final headline. Darling calls own shot to keep St. John's dancing.
Yeah. I said it earlier. Maybe I should walk it back a bit. It's not a boring buzzer beater, but it wasn't the coolest buzzer beater. He drove the lane, layup. Shootings for show-offs, Larry. It's an old Nick Kroll bit on Comedy Central. Shootings for show-offs, Larry. Layups get it done. St. John's wins. And notable good guy Rick Pitino, who's never done anything wrong or bad in his life, wins the game. Under 15 seconds to go, his guys knew exactly what to do. Rick Pitino, still marching. By the way, it's still a star-studded cast. I also said earlier I should walk back a bit. that, not having Kentucky in this, not having Kansas in this, we're losing a few blue bloods as we go into the rest of March Madness. We still have the likes of Rick Pitino, John Calipari, Arizona. We've got Sean Miller, found his way there with the University of Texas, Fred Hoiberg, Kelvin Sampson. We've got plenty of stars, plenty of names. Tom Izzo, TJ Otzelberger, Rick Barnes. We're going to be just fine. Is that 5?
Yep.
That's a quickie. Top 5 headlines in all of sports. I responded to each of them. Sponsored by Progressive Commercial Insurance, protecting your business vehicles 24/7. See if you can save at progressivecommercial.com. All right, the phone line's open. You can call or text 310-840-4910. 310-840-4910. Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app. This is the Drake Toll Show.
If you want to feel better, don't let the devil make you toss this letter. If you've been crossed up by voodoo, the wizard or the lizard, you got family trouble, man trouble, woman trouble, no night through the rubber. You're looking for a true friend or a true lover, or if you've been living undercover. Well, I'm coming to your town, break it all down and help you with all of this. I'm looking to help you find bliss. One day, a one way, can't miss. I'm here to tear all the walls down. Doesn't matter if it's a large town or a small town. Just like Joshua and the fabled walls of Jericho, I'm here to tear down the institution. God spoke to me, said, listen to me. I anoint you with the power that'll get them all moving. You're agitated, you're prayed and meditated, you're concentrated on getting elevated. By sundown, one day, you who come will be blessed with a big money blessing. You will be doubted by all the unbelievers on all of the things I'm addressing. But you must tell 7 friends. You must first bring 7 friends. And don't be selfish and keep this all to yourself and don't eat shellfish. Hate is trying to take someone else's love for yourself. But I'm here to tell you that love is trying to help someone else. I realize that you have tried and are just about ready to give up. But I got good news for you. God has spoken in my mind and told me to tell you to get moving in the right direction for a change. I'm gonna put you in the fast lane. You need to see me right away so I can fix this up. You need to see me right away. You need to see me right away so I can fix this up. You need to see me right about now. God 7, open up the windows of heaven and pour out a rich and mighty blessing. Not at this town or her town, but your town. Are you ready for the message? I have a special financial blessing that once I have placed in your hand. Yeah, I want you to begin using this blessing on the very first day that you can. And if you are suffering a strange sickness, or someone is blocking up all of your success, you need to see me right away so I can fix this. Sounds sincerely yours in faith, love, and peace, your friend Archbishop Harold Holmes.
I don't know why I keep on believing you need me when you proved so many times that it ain't true. And I can't find one good reason for staying. Maybe my leaving would be the best for you. But these rose-colored glasses. good times, good lines, the ones I used to hear when I held you. And they keep me from feeling so cheated, defeated, when reflections in your eyes show me a fool. These rose-colored glasses that I'm looking through show only the beauty, 'cause they hide.
Got him!
Why would we be talking about Baylor?
That's the Greg Hall Show. Westwood One Sports, Westwood One Sports. Do you even know the historical context of that song?
Oh God, you've said that for the past 3 days.
Yet we still play it.
Do you know the historical context of Waco? Do you know the Waco siege?
It didn't happen in Waco.
Happened
It
right
happened
outside
in
of Waco.
Elk, Texas, 28
Yep.
miles away. That'd be like saying, hey, they dropped an atomic bomb on Frisco, but they actually dropped it in Burleson.
You also said Waco was outside of Dallas, so
Dallas area.
No, it's not. We're not going to get into that because that's actually going to make me so mad at 7:23 in the morning, and I can't do that. I cannot start my week
Yeah.
off like that, Drake Toll.
From an entertainment standpoint, and hear me out. From an entertainment standpoint, that's what it was, because we would get Dallas radio stations. You drive an hour and 21 minutes to go to a concert in Fort Worth at Dickies or at American Airlines. You drive an hour and 20 minutes to go to a concert in Austin. It's just the perfect location to not have to deal with any of the BS of living in a big city, but still being able to have access to pretty good events that are an hour away.
But it's just not outside the Dallas area. That's like saying I live outside of Baltimore, and I don't.
In the context of me liking the Dallas Cowboys, that's how I back it up.
Oh, well, that's because there's no football team in Arkansas.
Yeah, and I went to college with a bunch of Dallas Cowboys fans, and we would go to Cowboys games on the weekends. That's what we had access to. And growing up, Arkansas was in close proximity to the Cowboys. I had a lot of people who I know and love who are Cowboys fans. I always
So where
hated
does the
them.
BYU fandom come from?
The first ever time I went to a BYU game was 2022. Top 25 matchup, Jaron Hall and Puka Nacua against the Baylor Bears. And they were both top 15 teams at that point. And it was my first experience at a BYU football game. Blown away. It was. I've seen games at night in Tuscaloosa, and I was so enamored with the atmosphere at BYU. It's just an intense
Could you
environment.
drink?
Exactly. That's what's great. Gary Patterson has said this. Hall of Fame head coach. He's like one of the most Kirch Patterson. It's one of the most intimidating places, if not the most, he's ever coached. He said because you go to LSU at a night game, and the drunk dude in the front row is like, "Hey man, you're an idiot. I'm boning your wife." He's like, that guy's not intimidating at all because he's drunk. He doesn't know what he's saying. He's like, you go to BYU games and they'd say things that like genuinely hurt, but they're not drinking. He's like, you would go there and you'd hear things and think, oh wow, that's a sober thought.
Soak
and
it in.
And it was way scarier.
Soak it all.
So I kind of fell in love with the atmosphere, and so I started going back, and I've been to a BYU football game out there once. It's which you can't do crack. It's a honor code violation there. But it hits like crack when you go to – I wouldn't know. I haven't done crack. When you go to a BYU football game.
Did they
or
have
basketball.
to rewrite some stuff in order to have successful athletics programs?
No. They didn't rewrite anything per se. But the university – I think you're from a racial standpoint. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, they've had some issues in the past.
Yeah, they for sure. Yeah, but in the same way that like Ole Miss and Arkansas and Ohio State have walked those back, I think BYU has done the same. So it's where I think what you may be getting at is BYU was late to the game on that one, and they were. Can't avoid that. Thank you for asking, though. That's what an interesting question.
Well, yeah, I mean, I actually like from a learning standpoint too, because I don't know like the history of every college ever.
Yeah, they have a super diverse. I mean, today they have a much more diverse athletic department. Like their basketball team only had one member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Only one guy on the whole team. I think there are more Muslim players than LDS players. So BYU's in they're 2026. They're in a very open era of doing business. Do you feel educated now?
Yeah, no, I appreciate that.
Okay, good.
No, like I'm not
You got
being
that for
like
free, Addy.
I'm not being sarcastic. I know like
Got
I
that
can
for
come
free.
off that way. Like I'm
That was
not.
free for you.
I mean, it cost me a little bit. It's cost me some sleep.
310-840-4910. 310-840-4910. You can call or text the show. You can Siri it. Hey, Siri, text 310-840-4910. That worked on somebody out there. I don't think, actually, hey, Siri. My phone doesn't do it. Hey, Siri.
Because you have to set it up.
I have to press a button, otherwise Siri will not happen.
Yeah, because you have to set that up when you get it.
Yeah, but I could say, hey, Alexa, from 4 blocks down the road, and my Alexa would turn on.
Yeah, but I'm just telling you, you just have to set that. You have to set voice recognition up when you get a new phone.
Jeez. I did get a new phone, so I need to do
That would involve setting something up, though.
Look at that. I feel like I'm a mom on this show sometimes. Like, I really do feel like I'm a mom.
I'll
Like,
call my assistant, Addie Bates, and have her set my phone up.
Your assistant.
Well, you know what I'm leaving this weekend. You have tabs on my location at all times.
I do. Did you
Google me.
Did you brush your teeth this morning?
I did brush my teeth, and guess what I got? A new fun little tool, which is way better than flossing. I don't floss anymore.
A water pick?
A water pick.
I love them. Love it. Love it.
I'll say this, though. I don't know how I was flossing, but the first time I did it, there was blood everywhere. It was a massacre. That water is firing out of that thing. It ate me alive.
It was murder like that ball.
How often were you flossing?
Enough. I mean, this is way more convenient. But I was not flossing correctly. Like, my gums were like, ow, well, I also turned it immediately up to the highest setting.
Oh, that was stupid.
Yeah, I probably should have led my way in there. It is a pressure washer for your mouth, which usually would be a good thing. In this context, it's kind of painful. But
do you have like a Sonic hair toothbrush too?
I do. I just hate it. I hate it. I hate automatic toothbrushes. I love the good old fashioned. For decades, man. Automatic. Catholic all-girls school. Automatic. For decades, we just did toothbrushes that didn't go. And then one day, some guy comes along and says, what if we had the toothbrush play music? What if you put it in your mouth and it plays music? And America said, yep, we're in. Collectively, we want the automatic toothbrush, the electric toothbrush. I still can't do it. I buy on Amazon firm toothbrushes.
No.
I don't like medium. I don't like soft.
Oh
I
my
get
God,
a
you're
firm
killing. That's why your gums are bleeding. You're killing them.
Well, yeah.
You have to use soft bristles.
What?
I'm saying that as like, and I'm not saying I'm a dentist, but my grandfather was a dentist. My mom was a dental hygienist. Like, you have to use soft bristles. You are killing your gums. That's why they are bleeding.
Oh.
That is a very known thing. Like, those should not even be allowed to be sold. Anybody will tell you that. You should not be able to buy firm.
I mean, yeah, I'm brushing pretty hard.
Yeah, that's why your gums are bleeding. It's probably not even, you were probably flossing enough, but it's because you were literally killing them. They're going to recede. You're going to have like gum disease, which is going to be really hard. Irreversible almost.
I'm going to have gum disease?
You're killing them because they're going to recede.
Oh, okay. So I should be brushing my teeth with
soft bristles.
But it doesn't feel like I'm getting all the gunk off, all the plaque and whatnot.
How often do you go to the dentist?
Pooh.
Oh, there it is. There it is.
Yeah, that's like I went last April.
You should be going every 6 months.
Last April's not that bad.
No, it's not. I know people who are worse, but I'm just saying.
That's 11
you want me to give you a little tidbit advice here?
Well, here's the deal. I went to the dentist, and you know what they said? They're like, "Oh, we have to get all your wisdom teeth out." Like, Doc, I don't have time for that.
Oh, you should get those out because your teeth will crowd if you don't have space.
I talk for a living. I don't have time for 2 weeks off.
Let me just say this: if you have a current girlfriend, let's say you have something wrong with, let's see if you have like cavities or some sort of gum disease. Whenever you kiss your current girlfriend, you're passing over those bad germs.
Ooh. Okay. So, and after I eat a cheeseburger.
No, you don't. But yeah, you're gonna pass off your diseases.
I'm gonna pass off my diseases. Women, let us kiss so I can pass off my diseases. Like, what a weird way to. Of all the things this has to do with. Okay, great. Thank you. Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app. Even more March Madness? Matt Painter, 500 wins at Purdue. Oh, and did you see it? The Duke Blue Devils moving on. This is my moment. I've got 3 minutes and 48 seconds here to tell you what made me mad this weekend, what made me very angry. And then after that, Josh Graham joins the show. This effectively is Josh Graham's show. This is like I think we've had him on once every day for the last few days, which is great. We need to continue to have him on every day. I want Josh Graham to be the co-host of this show.
He was on Black and Abdallah on Friday, though, too.
Oh, my gosh. We're all just sharing guests. We're all swapping spit here. We're all sharing germs. Mouth germs.
But now with Drake.
And I got mad at the TCU Duke game because the officials were terrible. This, across the board, Seth Greenberg to Colin Cowherd, everyone was tweeting about how unwatchable the Duke game became when officials blatantly missed a goaltend that hurt TCU. Jamie Dixon, one of the most calm, collected, well-respected coaches in all of college basketball, was just mumbling to the ref like, oh, we can't miss that. And he got teed up, and it went from TCU leading the game with like 16 minutes to go in the second half. TCU's winning the game against Duke. And then we went from that to 5 consecutive possessions where the Blue Devils shot free throws, where no longer was there an opportunity for TCU to win, but it's almost like it had been predetermined that the Horned Frogs were going to lose. Now, I went to Baylor. I didn't grow up a big TCU fan. Big rivalry. Wasn't paid to support them when I was
Why would I be talking about Baylor?
Young chap in Waco. But, man, I'm watching this game thinking, then it became unwatchable. It went from TCU leading the game on a run, on a roll. They're going to upset Duke, and Duke did not look good against Siena. Duke was very sloppy, not sharp at all. And they weren't sharp in this game against TCU until at some point it was decided the whistle must flip. TCU's up 40-38, 16-11 to go. The whistle absolutely flips. Flagrant fouls, technical fouls. A TCU player was punched in the face. Blood everywhere. Obituaries, dead today. It's a Duke team that turned the ball over 17 times. But the rhythm of the game was lost. Free throw disparity is there. It wasn't a coincidence that Duke flipped from down by 2 to up by 25 almost instantly. The rhythm of the game lost, and TCU lost some of its best players to foul issues. You're telling me that TCU is bigger, stronger, more physical than Duke? Xavier Edmonds, who could have become a star of this tournament. David Punch, who could have become a star of this tournament. Some of the names, Brock Harding for TCU. A guy like Edmonds fouled out. Couldn't go anymore. The Frogs were losing their reserve big men to the reserve guards to phantom fouls. 5 straight possessions of whistles. Again, you go the first 4 minutes of the second half. Everything's clean, fine, dandy. And then Duke's the free throw line every time you look up. To the point where all of America collectively agreed. Hey, Duke's the better team. They win this game 8 times out of 10, for sure. I mean, TCU's beaten Florida this year. They've beaten some good teams. This is a good TCU team. But 81-58 is not indicative of what this game was. And Jamie Dixon went to the podium postgame and said, you all saw it. You all saw it. You watched what happened. We did. And it sucked. I hated it for the Frogs. Duke marches on. We'll see if they can continue their March Madness run when they take on Rick Pitino and St. John's this weekend. Coming up, he's 6'5", 245 pounds of pure steel. Josh Cram joins the Drake Toll Show. This is Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app. This is the Drake Toll Show.
Imagine a sports platform
Walk away, 'cause all I wanna do is
got him!
It is the Drake Toll Show. Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app. Drake Toll with you. Addy Bates produces. Curtis Poindexter runs the board. You get your coffee? You good to go now?
I did. Yeah. Hey, I feel better. I told you I was not feeling great all night. I was up all night with a migraine, and I feel better. I think it was because I heard Curtis's amazing voice.
You sure it wasn't because you?
I did also do that during a break. Yeah.
Oh no.
It's not. I'm not hungover or anything. I just that literally happens when I get migraines. They're really debilitating.
Yeah. Yeah.
I took my prescription strength stuff and everything. I don't know what happened.
Excedrin. It's just Excedrin, Addy. It's not prescription.
No,
strength.
it's like
Get it over
it's like
the
the
counter.
oral form of a certain type of Voltaren that you take for migraines.
Was that English?
Exactly. It's prescription. I had to get a refill of it.
Yeah. Josh Graham, may God rest his soul, still alive. I don't know how it happened. I'm not gonna blame anybody here, but now he's on at 8:20 Eastern time. I do think it was Josh's fault, but that's fine. We'll see him in 30 minutes.
Will he ask you if you're tickled?
Love
That's what I
and
want to
respect.
know.
He did say he did request tickling me last week, and I think I kind of liked it.
Was it good for
Touch
you?
yourself. Yeah, I was cool with that. I was cool with the Josh Graham tickling thing. Curtis just told me that he only gets the Savannah Bananas on social media now, by the way.
Yeah, I interacted with one bananas video, and now everything on Instagram, on Twitter, it's just bananas. It's just bananas all the time.
Oh.
He's been watching a lot of videos of bananas.
Bananas.
I went to Five Below with my little cousin, and I saw a thing, a Savannah Bananas, puzzle. And I sent it to Drake. I was like, this is...
There's no escape.
I will say whoever does their, video stuff is very... The way he shoots it is very... it's cool. It seems like you're there more than just, a random thing.
I guess it's everywhere, though. Drake, you're huge.
We have non-videographers, and a lot of times those music videos are ideas that I have, which is even cooler. It's been, awesome to see videos go viral when I help
Can you
script
bring
and build
that
them.
energy here?
I do bring that energy. I bring a more cynical energy to the show. On the one hand, the one job that I have with this, I'm shaking my ass and I'm wearing a fur coat, right? I shouldn't shake my junk.
And a romper this weekend. I was also complimenting you on your man romper.
And a romper, romp him. I shouldn't bring necessarily that energy to the show. That ball had a family. I bring what I value about, early morning radio, and that's a fun whimsy, but still some cynicism about the world around me.
We're very whimsical.
We are whimsical.
That's why we play Slap and Tickle. We're very whimsical here.
Stomp and Tickle. We'll be joined by Josh Graham in a half hour. In the meantime, we still have so much to get to today that there is no pivot here. No matter what, I was going to get to what we've seen in March Madness on the women's side from Friday, Saturday into Sunday. This is a tournament that doesn't usually see upsets. It's pretty infrequent, actually, that we get upsets. We almost got a historic, bad, oopsie on Friday when Green Bay took on Minnesota. And you're wondering, why would I care about Green Bay and Minnesota? This random game. There's plenty of those games on the men's side, like Utah State and Villanova. Why do I care about Utah State and Villanova? I know March Madness is fun, but do I have to stop what I'm doing and watch this? Well, the Minnesota game, if you did, you'd have seen that Green Bay was up by they were up by double digits. And then Peps Newman, Elvira Peps Newman, she's 81 years old. She's called the Blanket Lady. And since 2004, she's attended every home game in Minnesota. She has a tradition of waving her blanket. She really wanted to play high school basketball when she was growing up. Her high school didn't have a team in the 1950s, so she started one her senior year and played exhibition games across the state. Then she joined an exhibition women's basketball team similar to the Harlem Globetrotters and traveled the country. Peps Newman, helping develop women's basketball into what it is today. Huge Minnesota fan, watches every game. She was there on Friday with her favorite team, the Minnesota Golden Gophers, down by double digits. Before the fourth quarter, she stood up, she took her blanket, and at 81 years old, she ran laps around the arena. Flapping the blanket up and down, trying to get the fans into it, trying to get the team into it. Otherwise, Minnesota's going to lose to Green Bay. And it's going to be ugly. But immediately after she did so, Minnesota goes on a 30-9 run in the second half of this game to go win. I mean, storybook March Madness stuff. Someone who spent her entire life fighting to be in basketball, fighting for women to have the ability to play basketball, who sees her favorite team, like she spent 80 years supporting this sport, see her favorite team hosting a game. It's in Minnesota against Green Bay. They're down 49-43 as the third quarter wanes, and she decides, I've got to take this into my own hands. Wave my blanket around and bring my team back. 75-58, the final score, Minnesota on top of Green Bay. They avoid disaster. And one of the coolest stories of March came out of Friday's contest. Saturday, listen to these scores. South Carolina 103, Southern 34. Heck, UConn only beat UTSA 90-52. It's a lot closer than most of those games go. Oh, but the halftime score was 48-14. Gino Auriemma versus Karen Aston. UCLA on top of Cal Baptist, 96-43. That score was kind of hairy. UCLA at halftime was up 44-34. That's a pretty close game. Cal Baptist was running circles around them in a couple respects. But Cal Baptist scored 4 points in the third quarter, 5 points in the fourth, and it was a 96-43 victory. Iowa only up by 2 in the fourth quarter against Fairleigh Dickinson. Wins by 10 in what was a close game. And this year was chalky. 10-seed Virginia over 7-seed Georgia. 9-seed USC over 8-seed Clemson. 9-seed Syracuse ended Audie Crooks' career at Iowa State. Audie Crooks was, at one point this season, on pace to win Player of the Year in college basketball. And now she gets bounced in the first round. Then yesterday, TCU took overtime to beat a scrappy Big Ten Washington team. Washington led 27-19 at halftime and lost 62-59 in a defensive bout. The Huskies scored just 8 points in the fourth quarter. Texas asserted its dominance in the Moody Center, playing at home against Oregon 100-58. Michigan by 30 over NC State. I thought the most impressive thing I saw yesterday, I watched a good portion of Kim Mulkey's LSU team against Texas Tech. This game was a blowout at halftime. Tech had 25 points. LSU had 43 points. 18-point game at the break. This is in Baton Rouge. LSU, final score, 101-47. They outscored Texas Tech in the third quarter, 33-7. This isn't LSU versus Lubbock Christian, though it might as well have been. This isn't LSU versus Youngstown State or South Alabama. They beat Texas Tech 101-47. The Texas Tech coach would go to the podium postgame and say, "We need more money, please." Oh, and remember the aforementioned blanket lady? Peps Newman, her Minnesota rallied from down 8 going into the fourth quarter against Ole Miss to win 65-63, outscoring Ole Miss 19-9 in the final frame. The magic of March. And now tonight, so here's the deal, man. There are people in the world who, because it's easier a lot of times to hate something than to understand it. You know, I grew up around folks in Valonia, Arkansas who are, man, I ain't going to watch the NBA, WNBA. Oh, it's all about politics, and WNBA just want money. They're losing money. That was a general consensus. Turns out they're not losing. They're making money. They're not losing money. And turns out if you don't hate something by default and you try to understand it, or you turn it on the TV once every now and then, it can't hurt you, and it's kind of fun. Women's college basketball or softball, women's sports in general, are pretty damn fun. And tonight you have the opportunity, especially with, hey, no conflict, no March Madness tonight on the men's side. Tonight you have an opportunity to watch some of the most elite players in the country lead elite teams in contests in the women's bracket. And what I love is greatness. I love Tom Brady. He's out there, I can't stand Tom Brady. He's a cheater. I hate Patrick Mahomes, man. He wins too much. Well, then, whoa. I keep John Wooden. We need somebody else being there winning them men's tournament games. I disagree so much. I love watching Michael Jordan. I love watching prime LeBron James. Why? Because greatness is so fun to witness. Kobe dropping 81. Greatness is so fun to witness. And tonight you get that with UConn, with South Carolina, with UCLA, 1 seeds that are in action to stay alive in March. Vanderbilt's been a great story this year. They play. West Virginia plays Kentucky. That's a fun rivalry in Morgantown, West Virginia. If you like watching greatness, dog, when you make your smash burgers tonight, you turn your TV on. It's not that hard to find ESPN. Pop the ESPN on. Sit back and watch greatness. Watch something elite. It's worth it. It's worth your time. I genuinely believe that. It's worth it, and it's worth your time. At least it is for me. Congratulations to Duke, by the way. I dodged the score, but they beat the pulp out of Baylor. Final score of 69-46. Ugh. Throw up in my mouth. Wasn't even fun to watch. Duke wins it. Coming up, our idiots of the day. Curtis Poindexter runs the board. Addie Bates produces. Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app. Call or text us 310-840-4910. This is the Drake Toll Show.
This is Westwood One Sports.
Leave the keys in your truck. Do yourself a favor. Try your luck. Take a step back. Take a step back. Take a step back. Take a step back. Everybody stop where you're at. Take a step back. Take a step back to the way it was when people were crazy. Love was enough. A little more old soul, a little more lay low. Give me just a little more of your heart. I said ready, set, start. Take a step back. Take a step back. Take a step back. Take a step back. Everybody stop where you're at. Take a step back. No more tomorrows, no more today got away from it. Come on, bring it on home. 1, 2, 3, take a step back. Take a step back. Take a step back. Take a step back. Everybody stop where you're at. Take a step back, you know it. Take a step back. Take a step back. Take a step back. Take a step back. Everybody stop where you're at. Take a step back. 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 Everybody stop where you're at. Take a step back. Everybody stop where you're at. Take a step back. Everybody stop. Yes, sir. Take a step back.
It is the Drake Toll Show.
When I set my eyes on you, gonna keep you out of town tonight.
Westwood One Sports. The Westwood One Sports app.
When I set my eyes on you, not gonna be out of my sight. Now you know, everywhere on earth you go, you're gonna have me as your man.
Good morning, everyone. 8 o'clock hour, we roll on. 3 hours today. I don't want the show to be over. That's the only sad part. Is at some point it has to end every day. We come to the crescendo.
When I get my hands on you.
But for 1/8 of your day, it's a pretty good percentage. You and I get to gather here together and do this radio thing. And it's the New Basement Tapes. And Marcus Mumford bringing us back in. Curtis Poindexter runs the board. Addie Bates produces. And it is time, as promised to you, for our Idiots of the Day.
Idiot of the Day.
Bong. First idiot is me. Usually I banter for like 4 minutes in this segment, so we don't have to get to the music. But we're going today. There are too many idiots not to. First idiot of the day, Drake Toll of the Drake Toll Show.
Bananas.
For not telling you that today's show is sponsored by Progressive Commercial Insurance, protecting your business vehicles 24/7. See if you can save at progressivecommercial.com. Progressivecommercial.com. Second idiot of the day, Addie Bates, for actively typing in our shared document that is built for the show called The Rundown. Tells us the subject, the topics, the notes that we must hit on over the course of a show. She's actively typing in there live. I am an idiot. 4 exclamation
not what I
points.
said.
Addie, why are you an idiot?
I didn't say that. I said I have an idiot.
Okay, who's your idiot?
So I bought if you can't tell, for the people on YouTube, I'm a big fan of like Patrick Nagel. He's an artist. I have Nagel paintings all over. For those of you who aren't on YouTube, he did the artwork for Duran Duran's Rio album. So I pick up a new piece of art by him this weekend. And I get it from a girl, and the reason why she was getting rid of it, actually I think she's the idiot. She goes, "This hung over my boyfriend's bed, and it made me very uncomfortable. So I made him get rid of it." And I didn't know we're just getting upset over postmodern 80s art now. We're getting jealous over this.
Okay. Thank you for sharing with the class.
That's my idiot.
I appreciate you.
For getting offended over a Patrick Nagel piece.
Did you see this crash at LaGuardia? It's all over my TV today.
Yes, but I don't want to designate anybody as an idiot from that.
No one's an idiot from that. I was asking if you saw the
It's
crash.
actually very heartbreaking.
Early this morning? Yeah, I'm not an idiot for being kind of aware of that one. I fly every weekend. I fly 3 times a week. And I just don't like it. I used to be pretty afraid of it. Now I don't really care. But,
I did see that both pilots passed away, so obviously our thoughts go out to them. Because that's
LaGuardia,
just...
Canada Airlines?
Yeah, that's a horrific thing to happen.
Yeah. Good Morning America. CBS. Yeah, plane crash at LaGuardia. How does that happen, man?
There was a fire truck. There was a fire truck and miscommunication from air traffic control.
This is just a bad time for airports. Nothing good about airports. Idiot of the day today out of the NFL. Cam Scattaboo? We got audio for this one. Here is Cam Scattaboo on CTE.
Pretty kind of taking off, like, okay.
Run through my first place.
Yeah, exactly.
You think CTE is a real thing?
No. It's an excuse.
I think asthma is an excuse, too.
Yeah.
Is that a hot take?
No, that's a good
That's
take.
valid.
Yes, asthma's fake.
Is there anything worse than when you're in 4th grade and someone's huffing and puffing, you're just soft?
Yeah, just literally
be better.
Breathe air.
Cam Scattaboo is like that kid that you knew in 2nd grade that would just, and sometimes that kid is a guy you know junior year of high school, who just goes to the baseball stadium, goes to the baseball field, and runs into the fence for fun. Like, hey, watch this. I'm going to run into the fence as hard as I can. Why? I don't know. It sounds like fun. Like, no, don't do that. Cam Scattaboo was that guy. I think there is a chance, and CTE is a very serious thing, although Cam Scattaboo said it's fake and just an excuse. There's a chance it is set in for our friend Cam Scattaboo. And maybe it's like a Stockholm Syndrome thing. Like, once you have CTE, it makes sure that your brain's going to have you be an advocate for it. Cam Scattaboo has become the advocate for CTE. He is recommending you also contract CTE. I don't know how the league will have to respond to this. In an era where they're trying to preach safety more than ever, the league will have to respond to Cam Scattaboo. And that. Also, idiot of the day, Nate Heisey in Iowa State said that Iowa State identified the chance of Kentucky lying down if the Cyclones took a big lead. Iowa State outscored Kentucky 51-33 in the second half and forced 20 total turnovers. Is he an idiot of the day for this? Here's what he had to say to the media about Kentucky.
And I think that that's something that we kind of identified before the game, even potential for them to do that. And the way that we just turned them over and played our defense to where it didn't look like they could do anything else, I think when you get them to that point, it's like, let's just be done. I think that's our mindset, so it was good to get to that point.
He said, let's break the will of Kentucky. And folks on Twitter are saying this is way too cocky. What an idiot he is for saying that you think you can be up so many points that you will break the will of the Kentucky Wildcats? Austin Narber retweets it by saying, the assumption that Kentucky might just quit after being part of your literal... The assumption they quit being part of your literal game plan is so nasty. It is. And Kentucky did quit. Iowa State dominated the Wildcats after trailing by double digits early and ultimately punched their ticket to the Sweet 16, their third in 5 years. The Cyclones, final score 82-63. Idiot of the day. Those who think the Savannah Bananas are just for kids. This weekend in San Diego. Last week we had Drew Brees on the show talking about the Savannah Bananas. This week it's Jake Peavy, two-time Cy Young Award winner, who got to pitch against Shane Victorino. Those guys haven't seen each other in an MLB game or at an MLB stadium in 9 years, 8 or 9 years, and played against one another in San Diego at Petco Park. 3-0 count is what Peavy opened Victorino with before working back with 2 called strikes and then inducing a fly out to left field. Here's what Peavy had to say after not only did he get the out, but he was also honored by the organization for being a Banana Ball fan since day one.
What was that like to just be out there and get that recognition?
Well, that last part was really cool. The way that inning started, me not throwing many strikes, having to come back from 3-0, knowing that a walk would cost us a walk-off, I wasn't going to leave that mound like that. So after the out, and then look, Jesse and Emily and this whole entire organization mean the world to me. To stop the game, to acknowledge me, humbling.
You still got it. Banana chips to celebrate. Send it back up to the booth. We'll see you guys soon.
Bananas. Jake Peavy in San Diego. Also, out of the Banana Ball world, and the last nugget I'll give you today, I got to enjoy Sacramento this week. You're an idiot if you don't like Sacramento. I thought the city was beautiful. I thought the people were great. It was 92 degrees in Sac City, which apparently no one else calls it Sac City, except for me. I'm trying to keep the trend. 92 degrees. And completely brutally sunny, terribly hot the whole time, but a dry heat. And you know what? I like California. I like California weather. I like Sacramento. Curtis, thoughts on Sacramento? Surely you've been.
I just think of that one thing Shaq said about the cows. That's all I think I want to hear Sacramento.
About the cows. Yeah, it's got such an old feel to it. It's a bunch of buildings and stuff built in 1850, and that big drawbridge, which is cool. There's no reason they should have a professional team, by the way. There's no reason they should have the Kings, but they do. And the Kings don't win very many games. But the bustling town of Sacramento, Game 1, Friday night, Texas Tailgaters Party Animals. They're in showdowns. No extra innings. They're in showdowns. Let's end this thing. Let's get home fast. Jake Skoll to left field. Walk-off for the MVP.
Ball to strike against the MVP. Skoll into left. Hussein is on his horse. Skoll rounds first. Hussein watches that ball go all the way to the wall. There is no contest in Sacramento in showdowns tonight. The MVP of 2025 just walked off the Party Animals' first showdown contest in 2026.
Jake Skoll, man. Number 15 overall draft pick in 2010 to the Texas Rangers. Now a star in Banana Ball, where Jackie Bradley Jr. got his first home run in the sport this weekend as well. Idiots of the day. Oh! Moneyline Mafia says, all I have left in my account, $47,000. Kansas Moneyline. All I have left in my account, it's either Kansas or homeless. And homeless it is. The Jayhawks lost at the buzzer to St. John's. Eddie, what are your thoughts on sports betting?
You know, I worked in it for a while.
You worked in betting?
Yeah.
You're the one. You actually were the one betting?
So many people were saying, I worked in the betting media scene on You Better You Bet, inside the betting lines. That show does not exist, but You Better You Bet is after this show. I worked in it. It's a totally different ballgame. It's a totally different ballgame. The one thing I still actively bet on is horse racing. That's my favorite.
Oh, she likes the ponies.
That's fun. I'm trying. Do you think I can get media passes to go see the race that's up here? Is it the Preakness that's up in Maryland, or which one is it?
Sure, Belmont, Preakness, one of those. Something's up there.
What, is that the one? I don't know. Yes, it is. Yeah. Do you think I can get media passes? Be like, I need to cover this for Westwood One Sports.
You should. Idiot of the day. Oh. And finally, it was way overdue that we give these people the flack they deserve. Bartenders. The general bartender in America. Finally, someone spoke out on Twitter about this, and it's gone viral, and they're exactly right. No one becomes more useless in this country than a bartender when you say, hey, could you change that TV? It's like you've asked them to defuse the atomic bomb. Like, hey, that's a celebrity softball game from 6 days ago between the Republicans and Democrats of Congress. Could you maybe change it to, I don't know, the Florida-Iowa game?
Drake Toll, ask me what my mom does for a living.
What does your mom do for a living? Change TVs?
She's a bartender.
No, I thought you said she was a dental hygienist.
She was. I said she was.
I am demoting, idiot of the daying, general bartenders. General bartender, at your service. General bartenders. 9 out of 10.
If you're listening to this, I hope you actually like do something to his drink.
No. I hope you learn how to work a remote. I hope that this is a PSA to anyone who's a waiter or a waitress or a bartender. I'm not mad at what you do. I love when you serve me drinks. I asked for a margarita.
He's so excited.
I asked for a margarita, so you served me a margarita. I love when you serve me drinks.
To be fair, whenever I was watching these games this weekend, there were 25 TVs in this bar, and they were all on Duke. And I go up there to she was a female bartender, wearing my Texas shirt. I was like, hey, can you put the Texas game on here? And she goes, well, we have to see if other people want to watch it. So you know what I did? Connor's mentioned twice in the show. My 6'5" hot friend Connor, I said, that's a woman at the bar. Go up there and ask for the Texas game. She's like, okay. Like, immediately it got turned on. I was like, okay, well.
And you're confirming bartenders can't work TVs.
No, it was
because
it was me. It wasn't Connor asking. But no, I'm not going to look down on bartenders at all. I'll never do
the Iowa-Florida game, please? What? The Iowa-Florida game. Sure, what channel? TBS. What's TBS? Like, what am I doing here? What's the point of this?
I hope you order, literally, the finest of tequila. Like, what is it, Don Julio, 19, what is it, 42 or something? I don't know. And then you get, I hope they do that to you now.
Wow. Sorry, anytime, everyone it's a shared American experience. You've been to a bar, you've been to a restaurant and said, hey, could you turn the TV to this very important thing that's happened, the Super Bowl, and then you just get super confused and clam up. And you're like, no, sorry, we don't have that here. You do! I know you do! You have TBS. Finally, the idiot of the day, Texas A&M. Robert tweets, we measure seasons on much more, not just winning. Team togetherness, evolution as human beings, balancing of scholastic responsibilities. You measure against us and how the brand does. Superficial and amoral metrics, which John Burroughs retweets and says, just learned A&M has the best athletics in the country because they don't measure their season based on wins, but on team togetherness.
We keeping a buck right now, we ass.
The Texas A&M Aggies. Hey, when we come back, are bartenders the worst in the world at controlling remote controls? Josh Graham will answer that. That's right, Westwood One's own Josh Graham. This is, it always will be. Coming up, JG on the Drake Toll Show.
Westwood One. We love sports.
go on trial just for laughing at the joke, just for saying of the bargain what any sales girl already knows. Most of us old men die at the firing line, just waiting for our number to be called. I guess time just makes fools of us all. Now the king gales his stepsons when he's loaded as a gun. Says a real man is like a country, you need a map to find your one. Now I do you suppose you must approach the throne with its back up against the wall. I guess time just makes fools of us all. Minds of my generation gladly conscripted in the war of defending any Goliath that would deign darken the door. Now with your genius for picking battles, it's no wonder every helmet is too small. I guess time just makes fools of us all. I guess time just makes fools of us all. My drink is watered down, the champ is on his knees. He lost the rematch, he lost the comeback. He lost for charity, but that's the job. It's what gets the asses in the hall. They came for a beating, and he came to brawl. Notice that of all the young gods I have known, yours is easily the least famous to turn down the cover of a Rolling Stone. Lily white faces, so familiar and yet impossible to recall. I guess time just makes fools of us all. After a millennia of good times, God said, hey now, let's have a dream where we raise the stakes a little. Come on, let's make things interesting. Parachute into the Anthropocene, an amnesiac, a himbo Kendall. I guess time does make fools of us all.
Touch yourself. The cranberries. Tickle yourself. A little more like it. The Drake Toll Show, Westwood One Sports, the
That's a
Westwood
new
One
one.
Sports app. Tickle yourself. Yeah, now what? Cut that, copy it, paste it, send it to Blake and Abdallah, make sure Laura has it in the show, and those two, they'll feed those guys for weeks. Did you hear, Abdallah, Drake say, tickle yourself? That's exactly how the conversation's going to go. I did. It's be awesome. Josh Graham, Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app joins the Drake Toll Show. Josh, who is on the hotter seat? The bartender at my local Chili's that doesn't know what the Super Bowl is when I ask her to turn it on, or Hubert Davis, or Mark Pope? End scene.
The answer is Hubert Davis, because there might be news later today that Hubert Davis is out of a job.
Do you foresee that news coming down the pipeline, by the way?
Yeah, it seems that that's going to happen, which means my social media is going to be an absolute dumpster fire, because I was told, regardless of what happened against VCU, Hubert Davis was going to be safe. And that made sense because North Carolina hasn't had a top 5 NBA draft pick in 21 years. And Caleb Wilson has been out for the last month, and they were 19-5 with him and beat Duke. Only 2 teams have done that this year. I thought that meant that he was probably going to be safe, but it doesn't seem that that's going to be the case because they're trying to fundraise moving from the Dean Smith Center to another building. That costs money, and people don't want to give you money when they don't like the basketball coach. So that's probably what's going to happen at North Carolina today, and that's going to be a pretty big story because for decades, Drake, people have said this is the most appealing job in all of college basketball, but it's never been made open to anybody outside of former North Carolina players in over 65 years. So it'll be interesting to see who exactly is connected to it.
Yeah. The Mark Pope Kentucky seat, is it hot, or is that something fans just make up because Mark Pope is sometimes kind of a robot and not that relatable?
Yeah, you're not going to get rid of him right out of the chute, especially since it's year 2. Don't think that's going to happen. But it's going to be interesting to see what type of fundraising they're able to do again, because that really is the game here. If you want the through line, I don't know if the Chili's bartender replies to this, but maybe. The North Carolina and the Kentucky deals, it's about can you have enough revenue to compete? And Kentucky had the biggest budget that we know of in college basketball this past year, and you didn't make it past the first weekend. You almost got eliminated in the first round if it wasn't for Otega Owe hitting a half-court shot to force overtime. So that's going to be interesting to see how much more investment there's going to be in Kentucky basketball, what type of budget Mark Pope is going to have for a year 3. But it is important to consider, kind of like we were just talking about with Caleb Wilson in North Carolina. Kentucky was without not 1, not 2, but 3 of the rotation players that it paid pretty much the entire season, including their starting point guard, Jalen Lowe, the transfer from Pittsburgh, and also a guy that they expect to be a lottery pick too. So I think that he deserves another year, but it's going to be interesting to see what he's allowed to spend for that next year.
Yeah. As we get into the Sweet 16, the lack of Cinderella, like, oh, wow, the highest spending athletic department in the country is your Cinderella, your 11 seed. Or you look across the avenue and Iowa upsets Florida, but it's still Iowa. I mean, they're brands that we know, that we've seen in college basketball. Is it bad that we don't have a Dunk City or a VCU or an FAU? Is this the sign of the times in March Madness?
Maybe, because when you look at the one mid-major we did almost have in the Sweet 16 that is located 30 minutes from my house, High Point University in North Carolina, they have a budget of, $4 million that they spend, which is more than a lot of schools in high major, so I don't know what exactly that says. It probably means that it's going to be really difficult for the mid-majors to compete, but I think it just means we have to redefine what Cinderella means, because even though they have a 4 attached to them, I think Nebraska's Cinderella. They haven't won an NCAA tournament game in their history prior to this year, and yet here they are going on to the Sweet 16, and they're going to be facing that Iowa team. Farmers, figure out a way to get to Houston, because goodness, one of those two teams are going to be playing in the Elite Eight. One of those two teams are going to be playing for a trip to go to the Final Four. So Farmers, figure out a way to get to Houston on Thursday or Friday night, whenever that game's being played. Iowa, Nebraska. That's a great story, and we should appreciate that.
There will be a ceremonial first punt at the beginning of the game. Each team will be forced to punt once. Josh Graham, Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app, joining the Drake Toll Show this morning. The weird but true for the day for you is that Duke has never won a national championship without beating St. John's. Anytime Duke's won a national title, it's gone through St. John's. 1991 and 92. Each year they beat them in the postseason. 01, 2010, 2015, they beat St. John's. All of those years. 2026, they meet St. John's this weekend. I think I told you last week, I had Duke bounced in the round of 32 at the hands of TCU. It looked like for 24 minutes, I was a genius with the Horned Frogs up by 2 with 16 minutes left to go, and then Duke blew it out the rest of the way. Are the Duke Blue Devils national champions in spite of the injury issues?
Don't think so. I think they were given a really difficult draw. I think Zuby Ejiofor is going to be a problem, and Rick Pitino trying to prepare for you for 5 days. He's your college coach's favorite college coach, one of the best X's and O's coaches of all time. That's going to be difficult for Duke, and if they get past that, they would get Michigan State in D.C., as we were talking about at this time last week. I have Michigan State going to the Final Four. It'd be the first time that D.C.'s hosted an Elite Eight since, well, Michigan State beat Duke in 2019 to get there, and that was the Zion Williamson team. So I don't think this is a national championship Duke squad, but I'll go a step further. This year's Final Four is set in Indianapolis, where Duke has won 3 of its 5 national championships, including Coach K's first in 1991, 35 years ago. John Shire is looking for his first title. The most recent title Duke had was in Indianapolis as well in 2015. So there are some stars aligning. And if you want a dream matchup for the championship, what could be better in terms of appeal than Duke playing Arizona in the championship? Because Arizona has not been to a Final Four in 25 years. What happened 25 years ago? Glad you asked. Arizona went to the championship game and lost to Duke. And who was on that Duke team? Some guy named Carlos Boozer that had 12-12 that night. And now Duke's got a couple of Boozer kids on the team. It just seems like the prophecy is being written in some ways, even though that's not what I'm projecting to happen.
It's so funny to me that, 25 years ago it was awesome. And all of us were like, yeah, Duke, Arizona. None of the current players were alive. It's just the fans this would be so meaningful to me. I've never seen this in all of my life. The 19-year-old kid making $4 million. Like, okay, guess I'll do that for you.
Gilbert Arenas and Richard Jefferson in the starting 5 for those Arizona Wildcats. Yeah, fire it up.
That is so good. The college basketball that I watched this weekend, the take that I gave at the beginning of the show is I don't necessarily need a Wichita State to enjoy March Madness. If I'm getting Arkansas, Arizona, Darius Acuff Jr., and Braden Burries, I'm not complaining about the NIL and portal era of college basketball. I'm going to see some of the most elite matchups for the second year in a row that you could draw up. I'm going to see great on great every night, not streaky and hot three-point shooting team versus great every night. I'm going to see great on great. This weekend, is there, and you mentioned a scenario of the Final Four, like a Duke, Arizona, it's the best case. Like, what do you circle? Is it Illinois and Houston? Is it Duke St. John's? Is it Iowa State without Joshua Jefferson? What do you circle and say, hey, that's the story. If you're looking at great on great, you still have to pay attention to?
3 games. Duke St. John's, when you have Rick Pitino going back up against Duke. I mean, when we talk about the greatest NCAA tournament game of all time, it's Rick Pitino losing at the buzzer to Christian Laettner in 1992. So having those two together again, that's going to be special in D.C. on Friday night. Arkansas, Arizona. I think Arkansas is the biggest threat to Arizona in that entire region. Darius Acuff Jr. went for 34 the last time we saw him. So John Calipari and Darius Acuff going up against perhaps the best team in the country. That's going to be worth circling. And also don't overlook, Houston, Illinois. It's all set up for Houston now. Florida was knocked out of your region, and you have games played in Houston to get back to the Final Four. But Keaton Wagler, if you haven't watched him play yet, he is a show by himself. And Illinois facing Houston, a couple of point guards that are going to be top 6, top 7 picks. Keaton Wagler and Kingston Flemings. Those 3 games, that's what I have circled. That is what we call great on great. And we talked about this 2 weeks ago. I told you, let's set a date where we talk 2 weeks later and look at how things shape out, whether or not it's like last year. While there isn't a mid-major playing in the second weekend, I don't think this is what we saw last year, where, to me, there were 4 dominant teams, and those were the teams that went to the Final Four. Florida just got knocked off. Duke nearly lost to a 16 seed. The biggest deficit they faced all year was trailing by 13 against Siena. And I honestly feel as if there are 7 teams right now that can win the national championship, and it's the second weekend of the tournament. We were not saying that at this time a year ago. There were 4 teams that could, and those were the teams that went to the Final Four.
Yeah, Josh Graham, Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app. Last thing I have for you. Do you have to remake your Final Four? Are you still alive right now? And if you had to pick a Final Four as of March 23rd, who are your 4?
My Final Four still completely intact. Yeah, I have Iowa State, Arizona, Michigan State, and Houston. And I'm going to stick with that. I still feel pretty good about that. I actually feel better since Iowa State looks so good after the slow start without Joshua Jefferson. I feel pretty strong about that. I'd still probably – the only one I might change is if I know Joshua Jefferson isn't going to return, I might go with Michigan at that point. But I still like my Final Four. And I have Houston cutting down nets against Arizona in a Big 12 championship rematch, just to tickle you.
Wow. I have Houston in the national championship in the Final Four. He's tickling me again. Michigan State. Touch yourself.
I did this to Bleck and Abdallah too. Like I filled in a few days with them, and I made Abdallah uncomfortable by talking about, hey, I'm going to try to tickle you by talking about the Bears. And then I don't know if Linnell's ticklish. I'm on a mission to figure out who in the Westwood One Sports, I'm going to hear from HR probably about this, to figure out who's ticklish at
Jim Rome?
Westwood One. Yeah, I need to figure out. When I go on Rome, when that happens, I'm going to ask him if he's ticklish. I'm going to get to the bottom of it.
Wow. This is, why don't they let you fill in as a guest host for me? I haven't been given a single fill-in guest host since December 28th when the network launches. Isn't that weird?
See, I'm a versatile hand. I'm here, and that hand tickles people.
Yeah. A guest co-host is what I meant there. I haven't had a single guest co-host yet.
Addie was so offended by that.
I think she was offended because she thought I was insinuating I hadn't taken a day off. That we had fill-in hosts. I'm asking for
talking about this co-host thing.
A fill-in guest co-host, Josh Graham. Okay, Bleck and Abdallah. If one of them misses a day, they get a fill-in co-host.
He wants it to be a Weekend at Bernie's situation where he shows up and then just sits there and he's like, all right, this guy's gonna talk.
And Josh Graham just moves my little arms.
A solo show.
No one's ever done a solo show before. It doesn't exist. I prefer this show solo. Because Addie Bates is a built-in co-host, right? Right.
Yes.
That's Josh Graham, Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app. Great to see you, Josh. Thanks as always. And the Arizona Wildcats will play Houston in the national championship. We'll have you on again when that happens. And I love your bracketology.
Hook 'em.
Wow, he hit us with 2 hook-ems. That is Josh Graham. You can hear from him half the nights of the week out of the Westwood One. And Curtis Poindexter runs the board. Addie Bates produces. This is coming up Music Monday. Oh, and here's the final call from the buzzer beater that sent St. John's to the Sweet 16. And do not forget, the Iowa Hawkeyes are moving on after a win against Florida. The three-pointer, to send the Hawkeyes to the Sweet 16 under Fran McCabe. No, Ben McCullum? Who's that guy? This is the Drake Toll Show.
Bomba-dee-da, 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 until we meet again. Happy trails to you. Keep smiling on till then. Who cares about the clouds when we're together? Just sing a song and think about sunny weather. 2, 3, happy trails to you until we meet again. Happy trails to you. Keep smiling until then. Some trails are happy ones, other trails are blue. It's the way you ride that counts. Here's a happy one for you. Happy trails to you till we meet
It's got to be the board. It's got to be the board.
Yeah, that one, it doesn't sound great.
I guarantee you, if you played that MP3 just out loud on your computer. No, leave it. You made this bed. You sleep in it, damn it. You sleep in this bed.
I did not.
No, Curtis did. Curtis made this bed. He wanted to play Sign of the Times by Harry Styles.
But if you were in like a drug-altered state while listening.
Correct, but you're on mushrooms. That's what it would sound like, probably. I wouldn't know from experience.
Could have also just come in with.
What is? Could have come with what, huh? You could have. You didn't give me this or Jordan Belfort, and I played Jordan Belfort as a specialty walk-up with Addie Bates in the stands at a Savannah Bananas game a week ago.
We need to play the one where Drake recorded his minutes into the song.
That was like the third day. That was
Sponsored
the
by
third day.
Robin Hood. And my favorite is that you were like, wait, maybe I pressed the wrong one. So we played it again. Sponsored
What
by
happened
Robin
for the people at home who were like, what are they talking about? Because you probably weren't listening that day. You didn't exist. You weren't born yet that day. I send Curtis the songs we play every day. So like today was, what was that first one we played? The Bridge one.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah, it was so long ago. And the
Seven
next one
Bridges
was,
Road?
The New Basement Tapes. We've done Seven Bridges Road before. I send them every day. And
Hawk
the third
River.
day, I went to send the MP3 to Curtis and accidentally sent him the minutes that I recorded. So you probably, if you listen to the show, you hear most places, you'll hear, like today it would have sounded like this. For those who won't get the minutes, I would have said, I think I have the script still. Yeah. History in Tampa, 9th-seeded Iowa stunned the world, taking down top-seeded Florida 73-72. A corner three with 4 seconds left to silence the Gators. So I record those every day, and they go to America. Like some of the biggest stations in the world are listening to those minutes. I record them in the morning, send them to Addie. Addie edits them, and they're so beautifully done. And one day, instead of sending the music file to Curtis, I sent, sponsored by Robin Hood. Today, Matthew Stafford throws for 4 touchdown passes. And so we go to return at 8 o'clock. And instead of playing, forget about your girlfriend and meet me at the hotel. Like, I'm getting super ready. It's 8 o'clock, rejoin music. And instead, it goes, sponsored by Robin Hood. It just jumps right into. And it's me, like, stopping myself, like, oh, sorry, let me do that again. Sponsored by sorry, my bad. One more. Sponsored by. I also we can air this out on live television here, Addie. I send you my minutes every day, and I get explicit sometimes in them. Like I'll get 18 seconds. History in Tampa, 9th-seeded Iowa just stunned the world, taking down top-seeded Florida 73-70. Damn it! And then I'll have to start over again. Like I'll say
It's so funny. These are like usually like 3-minute files. Again.
Yeah,
And you can see like you get like more fresh again.
Sorry.
I do feel like I'm having a
Sorry,
conversation with you. It's so funny.
My bad. Have to start that one over. Sorry. My bad. And I don't edit though. I just send them to Addie 4 minutes long just to pick out her favorite 20
One
seconds.
long stream of consciousness.
It is.
Again.
I've actually like memorized what it looks like. I can tell when you have a good one. I know what the sound wave looks like when you finish with.
Yes.
I'm Drake Toll. But then I'll still go in the middle and hear, damn it, again.
Yeah. There are a couple times I'll finish it and be like,
He does do like he'll clear his throat a lot when I can tell when you get
again. Sorry. My bad. Thank you, Curtis, for that sound. Here's what it sounded like. Oh, fingers crossed, it's still on the board. When Iowa drained a 3, 4 seconds left to go to put Florida on the ropes.
Banks is in the front court on the wing left in front of the Iowa bench. He has 20 to lead the Hawkeyes. Koch to trigger, fronted by Brown. Length of the floor, 8.9, down 2. For a spot in the Sweet 16. Koch calls the break. Sturts sprints to the ball, gets fed up the right sideline, into the front court. Bounce Fulgaris. He pops a jumper. Got it! It's a 3 for the lead! Florida length of the floor, down 1, 3.9. And Iowa wants timeout.
Uh-oh, here come the Iowa Hawkeyes. 4 seconds to go. Time to just put this thing to rest. By the way, that's from Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app from John Sadak and Tom Crean. Here's what it sounded like when Iowa officially sealed the deal.
No pressure on entry. They've chained the inbounder. It's Condon to lead, driving to the cup underneath. Great in the lane, can't get a shot, and Iowa wins! A Sunshine State stunner! Iowa bounces Florida in Tampa, 73-72! The reigning champion Gators are gone! The 1 is done in the South, and the 9 is on to Sweet 16!
Yeah. That's Sadak just reading numbers, man. That's awesome.
He's like 11 like that the whole game, too. It's crazy.
He's at, like level 11?
Yeah,
saying?
all the time, even if it's nothing. This guy's like this.
Can you
the
give me
whole time.
the home run call again, please? That ball had a family, and see if that's at 11 for you?
From the stretch, the payoff pitch to brother. Oh, my goodness, Jose Gonzalez. That ball had a family, a wife, 4 kids, living in the suburbs, and now it is absolutely, positively gone.
Is that 11 for you?
Was that good for you?
It's a number.
Scale of 1 to 10. I found out a fraternity brother one time in college. I went out with this girl, and her best friend had been on a date, a singular date with a guy in my pledge class, who I loved. Great guy, by the way. He was okay. And I guess I used to have to say that. I don't have to say that anymore. He's fine. And she said, hey, my best friend made out with him. I was like, okay, whatever. Yeah, but right after they made out, in a car in the woods, too, which is just weird for being a junior in college. She's like, right after they made out, he said, how good was I at making out on a scale of 1 to 10? Like, oh, no. That's information I should not have about one of my guy friends, because I'll never look at him the same. Yeah, that's a tough one. When that makes its rounds in the group chat, no coming back from that. It's a bad day. Bad day for my friend Luke. We had enough Lukes in there that narrows it down, but not enough.
Okay.
What do they call that? The ick?
What's our Monday segment?
What do you mean our Monday segment?
I don't.
If we timed this up, here's what it sounded like. St. John's, Kansas, buzzer beater.
Owen
No
in the
way.
right corner, steps back, fires a contested.
That's not it.
That's not it. That's not the buzzer
Okay.
beater.
Anyways.
It's the layup. We don't have it, do we?
Now 3.9 seconds, no fouls to give.
Bill Self is out near half court saying no fouls, no fouls. Inbound comes to Darling. 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Darling on the drive to the rim. Layup is good. Layup is good. St. John's wins it 67-65. The St. John's Red Storm into the Sweet 16 for the first time since 1999.
Kevin Kugler, baby. St. John's wins it. Great weekend of March Madness. Again, I love Elite on Elite. Oh, there's no Cinderella. I'm all right. I'll be okay. Time for Music Monday. Addie Bates picked 5 songs. She has 5 seconds of each of those 5 songs. She's going to play them. Curtis is going to play them, actually. And I'm going to try to guess the name of the artist and the song. Curtis, are you ready? Play it.
Baby, here I am, I'm a man on the scene.
Oh, no. Oh. Okay. Song number 2, please. Oh, wow. That's in the show. That's where I know that song from. That's in the Drake Toll show. Is that Biggest Losers?
It's the quickie.
It's the quickie. Okay. Do we leave that in the podcast form or no?
No.
What?
Because we don't have the rights
Quickie-
for podcasting.
Quickie has no music in it for the podcast?
All right, next song.
We only said goodbye with words. I died 100 times.
Dead or alive?
Dead.
Yeah, I thought so. She in a specific club?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Good hint. How you going to hate from outside the club? You can't even get in. All right, Curtis, song number, is it 4, please?
In the morning you go gone.
Oh, my God. Back Yeah, it's such a good song. Now, do I know the name of it? That's the question. Song number 5, please. Ah! Why did you put the name of the song in the lyrics?
Because I didn't think you would get it.
Oh my gosh. You didn't get that one? That's such a popular song. I used to love the Freddie Mercury biopic. Then I started watching it and I was like, why are Rami Malek's teeth so jacked up? Like Freddie Mercury.
Accurate.
Yeah, his teeth were kind of bad, but they weren't like that. Rami Malek's teeth are attacking you. He like bites someone within 3 feet of him. All right, song number 1, please.
Baby, here I am, I'm a man on the scene.
Sure Hard to Handle. Is that the name of the song?
Hard to handle. I'll give it to
Hard
you.
to
Yeah.
handle. Hard to handle. It's not Rod Stewart, but it sounds kind of like Rod Stewart. Who is it?
Oh my God. Otis Redding.
Otis Redding. Okay.
And then
song
it was
number 2,
really
please.
famously covered by the Black Crows.
I lick your bum bum down. Who is it? What is it?
It's Informer by Snow, a.k.a. the Quickie song.
All right, next.
We only said goodbye with words. I died 100 times.
Dead, Amy Winehouse. What's the name of the song?
Back to Black.
Back to Black, Amy Winehouse. Okay. Song 4.
In the morning you go gunning for the man who...
Sultans of Swing. What is this?
Do It Again by Steely Dan.
Steely Dan. God bless. All right, last one.
I want to break free from your lies, yeah, so satisfied on me.
Queen, I want to break free.
There you go. You got one.
Nice. Dang.
I got a bonus.
Dan. Oh, still don't know
Who sings it?
That's Curtis Poindexter, Addie Bates produces. We'll see you tomorrow. You Better You Bet's coming up. This will always be the Drake Toll Show.
This is Westwood One Sports.